Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. I hope y'all can hear me. I think I touched the microphone in the wrong way. Um, well, let me get my slides. I was not nearly ready, but I just had to come on before it got any later. Um, because this was quite a surprise, wasn't it? As as our friend Gomer Pyle would say, surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Let me calm down because I'm trying to do too much. Okay, got that and that. Okay, now the slides are coming up, aren't they? Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, Lord. Today is the 6th. Oh, boy. Okay, what did I do? All right, may have to do this another way. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to just open up again. You guys don't have to do anything. Just hang tight. Hold tight. Hold tight. What that song? Hold tight. Okay, I'm black. I'm back. Let me try this again. Oh, that's better. That's better. There we go. See there, I was doing too much. I was doing too much. Okay. Oliver Girl, thank you so much for being here first. Uh, Angela May, Kalavita Nenwaju. No, I'm sorry. Najugu. Okay. And there's Lydia Washington, Sharon Skinner, Kanita Ash, and a whole bunch of other people. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Now, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, all of them at Disney. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I'm just sitting here. You know what? That little voice inside of me say, "Hey, black man, huh? Take a nap." And I was just like, "Okay." I guess I was a little tired than I thought I was. And then next thing you know, I look at my phone when I wake up and Shazam. Meghan Markle shares photos from Disneyland with Prince Harry and kids Archie and Lily. Pure joy. Princess Lilibet comes face to face with Disney princess for her 4th birthday at Disneyland. How about that? And of course, as they say, need to know. So you have Princess Lilibet celebrated her 4th birthday at Disneyland, and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, shares on Instagram a video packed with photos of Prince Harry along with Lily and son Archie during their family trip. And let's see, thank you, Disneyland, for giving our family 2 days of pure joy. She captioned the post 2 days of pure joy. And you know what? There are no other photos besides these. Otherwise, we would have seen them already. How did they manage that? I have no clue. But we're not going to stop with photos because I got the videos. I'll show you what our Duchess posted. I will show you what our Duchess posted. I was feverishly trying to put this together, and there we go. So, one more time. Okay, there you go. Can you believe it? By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. Hi, Hazel Jones, Joan Garcia, Fancy, Karen with a C. Let me see, Rose Green, Joy Moore, YN Lane. Let me see, Emilia Rodriguez, and Can of Soda. Okay, very good. Antoinette Kennedy, Lady Metatrons, Rodney Jackson. Can you believe it? The Sussexes at Disneyland. Oh, I was so excited. AM, thank you so much for the PayPal. And also, someone sent a PayPal earlier today. Thank you for that as well. And thank you for supporting Royal Sussex. Yes, I could not believe it. The Disney land welcomed the Sussexes. Look at there. Look at Archie and Lily. I feel like a proud grandparent. Was that a pleasant surprise? Barron and Sussex family, maybe the park let them in before that official opening. The economy is so awful that I hear people can't afford it. Yeah, that's what they have been saying on the interweb. There's been a lot of families posting about it. Let's see. Oh, and there is our little princess meeting the Disney princess. Oh, look at the stormtroopers. Archie staring down the stormtroopers. Peach Rose is a proud auntie. Yes, and you know what? This is probably the first time that we know of that any of the royals have been to Disney. Probably since Harry and his brother, his insane brother. Oh, look at there. You know what? When I first saw this photo, I didn't know that they were holding the kids. So Meghan is, I guess she's holding Lily, and Harry is holding Archie. Archie's hair is getting kind of brown, isn't it? Well, you know what? Harry's hair looks kind of dark in this photo as well. So, oh, and look at the cake. Look at the cake. Happy birthday, Lily. And look at how long Lily's hair is. Look at how long her hair is. You know what? That is Mama's genes that's making that hair so long. long and very, very thick. And I'm pretty sure that those were the no, you know what? It can't be before the park opened because we see other people. You see there? We see other people. Maybe nobody noticed them. You think? Maybe nobody noticed them. You know, being Disneyland, they have to have a way to get people around. They have to have a way to get people around, mostly unnoticed, I'm sure. Because I mean, people go there all the time. Oh, okay, I'll save that for later. Let's review. Let's review. Unfortunately, we only have these handful of photos. Okay, okay. Maybe that, you know what? Okay, maybe that's security. Maybe that's security. Because there are people that, I mean, they just happen to all be guys there. Who knows? It's kind of hard to say. Anyway, I'm just going to enjoy the images. I don't want to try to figure everything out. But it looked like the place is crowded in some of the photos. Wow. I haven't been to Disneyland since I was knee high to a cricket. I went there, I think, back in 1980. I think it was the summer of 1980. How long ago was that? 45 years? That was 45 years ago. I'm embarrassed. How did they do that two-layer cake? Or it may be more than that, but how did they do that cake? The cake is floating. It is floating. Oh, this is so much fun. Oh, they do have VIP hours, which is private access. I had no idea. As well they should. As well they should. Oh, this is so sweet. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at a few of your comments. Yeah, we're not gonna be on here this long because I thought I was gonna have more time to prep, but oh well. Yeah, and that's good. There's no other photos out there. We don't need that. Yes, yes, I do think too that there's also a lot of people do respect privacy, and oh, I'm telling you, it is kind of weird to take a picture of other people's children. It is like a real social faux pas to do that. So yeah, I think that yeah, I think a lot of people respect that. Wow, how cool! Well, I am loving it. Huh. And what do you know? It just says here Disney is shutting down some of its beloved rides to make way for new attractions. The California resort has announced that, you know what? The thing is, Disneyland, as soon as Disneyland opened, other people started buying up property and they got locked in. So they only have so much space available to develop, which is why Walt Disney purchased all that property down in South Florida there because they wanted to have room to expand in the future. And so he actually sent some he set up a shell company to purchase property so people would know that it was the Disney people that were doing the purchase so that they would be able to expand forever if they wanted to. So that is why Disney World can just expand and expand, but Disneyland, they're all boxed in Anaheim, isn't it? Wow. Okay, let's watch the movie one more time and then we're going to go on to a couple of other things and we will be out of here fast today. Okay, let's do it again. All right, fantastic. I love it. I love it. The Sussexes in Disneyland. Okay, I just put Disney because I really wasn't sure if it was land or world. Oh, you know what? You know what I forgot to do though? Let's go here because I didn't share the whole article with you, did I? Maybe this will shed some light on things. So there we go. Disneyland has revealed it is. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Where is it? Yeah. The Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry are celebrating their daughter, Princess Lilibet's 4th birthday at the happiest place on earth. On Friday, June the 6th, the Duchess of Sussex shared a charming video of herself and the Duke of Sussex and their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, who just turned 4, exploring Disneyland. Thank you, Disneyland, for giving our family 2 days of pure joy. Meghan captioned on the Instagram post set to Peggy Lee's "It's a Good Day for Having Some Fun. It's a good day." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that was a song that actually went with the video that Meghan posted. Per copyright, I was unable to share that music. But yeah, it was Peggy Lee singing "It's a Good Day." The video began with Lily wearing a sparkling blue baseball cap and a colorful sleeveless dress while holding her mom's hand as she led the way through the California theme park. She definitely was about to pull Megan's little arm out of socket, wasn't she? She was about to pull Megan's arm out of socket. You see there? Look at there. Come on, mommy. Next was Dad Harry, following closely behind as his little princess met a Disney princess before the family was photographed going up a log flume ride at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Oh, I didn't know that had a name. Meghan looked back, flashing a huge smile. Of course she did. Let me see. While wearing Minnie Mouse ears as they prepared for the drop that forced them on the water. I mean, they faced them on the water ride. There we go. And okay. Oh, Disneyland is about to turn 70 years old. That's why they're closing a few things down and opening up some new stuff. Did you guys know that? Disneyland is about to turn 70 years old. Huh. May the 16th, it just turned 70. Other stops on the outing include a ride on Dumbo's Flying Elephant and a trip to see the Star Wars Troopers, where we saw Archie staring at the troopers earlier. Meghan posted photos of their food, which included corn dogs and pickle slices. But of course, no birthday can be complete without a birthday cake. Wow. From what this article says. It seemed like they only seen the same stuff that we seen. As the video went on, it shows Little Mermaid themed birthday cake featuring Princess Ariel and her undersea friend Sebastian, a perfect Disney princess pick for Lilibet, who also famously sports red hair. That's so true. I forgot about that. Additional highlights include a carousel ride with the siblings sitting together, roller coaster, and walks throughout the park, which is currently celebrating its 70th anniversary. Uh, so far, nothing but what we've seen already. So, I'm done with that. Okay. Okay. Thank you, People Magazine. Thanks for telling us what we already saw. So, that is it for the Disney. I'm going to go on to a couple of other topics and then we're going to call it a day. Not even an hour, I bet. Isn't that weird? Let's see. Joan Garcia says, Baron, look at Prince Harry having as much fun as Meghan and his kids are. Yet British trolls and haters inform us that Harry is sad and unhappy. I just heard that again. That Hugo Vickers person. He was just saying how unhappy Harry appears all the time. And then, even worse, for someone who is supposed to be so, what is he? Is he a writer or something like that? Literary. He is, I guess, a big phony. He is literally saying what people want to hear, which is the opposite of the way Harry lives his life. I don't know how they say with a straight face that Harry has nothing to do from one day to the next. When we see Harry, I was so afraid for Harry when they first went out there because I was thinking this man is working too much. He needs some time off. And believe me, in my lifetime, anybody who worked more than my daddy worked extremely hard. I don't know any man that worked as much as my father. So that is how I measure how hard a man works. And I'm looking at Harry here, there, and everywhere, trying to prepare for his family's future. So that's a bunch of bunk. And I wish they would not. I mean, I know they have to because they're appealing to their base, but I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they wouldn't do that. That is just a big, gross lie. But thank you so much, Joan Garcia, for the super chat. I mean, that really gets on my nerves because I know what hard work looks like. And I'm telling you, I don't think anybody worked harder than my father. I mean, one full time job, one part time job, and his hustle was anything and everything, washing windows, hauling, you name it. And yeah, so that is a bunch of bunk. And that really grates on my nerves. This idea that the Sussexes do not work. Yeah, right. Anyway, as you can see how that rubbed me the wrong way. Hugo Vickers, somebody who's never known a hard day work in his life. How would he know? A-hole. Hey, Church Nelly, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. All right. So let's go on to something else. Last look at these before we hop on to another topic. And we will be here for less than an hour, I believe, today. But let's see how it goes because I want to take another look and see if anything pops up before I go. Clever Blend. I don't know how new this is, but has Clever Blend always been at the Whole Foods? Which, by the way, don't forget, our Duchess of Sussex is an early investor in the Clever Blend. Yes. Is it true that Clever Blend has made their way to Whole Foods. All I got to say is cha-ching, cha-ching. Ah, yes, Church Nelly says, I want to be a hostage like Harry. Yeah, if it's true that Meghan is holding him hostage, we should all be so unfortunate. Oh yeah. Yeah, because the there are going to be some people who feel as though this should not have been the Sussex's domain. They should not have been the first to go to any of the Disney parks. How dare they? Well, what were they supposed to do? Take the kids skiing for the third or fourth time in 2025? Is that what they wanted, for the kids to go skiing for the third or fourth time in 2025? Because nobody goes skiing more than those other people. Oh man. Let's see. Harry and Meghan considered Spencer's surname. So I promised that we were going to talk about this today. I noticed that there were a lot of people who watched the video. When I make those edited videos, they rarely get that many views. Usually about 4 to 5,000 views. Um, the one yesterday, I think it doubled that. It's 9,300 views. I am so proud of you guys. Thank you so much. If every edited video got that many views, I would make more of them. But you know what? I'll take what I can get. All right. Thank you so much, Sussex Squad. So as I was saying, there the name change thing. I was not sure what to make of that. But then the Guardian came along and they wrote the article that they wrote. But you know what? I'd rather go through the prism of Feminegra, because at least we know Feminegra is not out to get them. So I'm going to trust Feminegra with this one. So Feminegra says, Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex considered changing their family's name to Spencer after delays in their children's UK passport. Oh, that made me so mad when I read that. The Guardian reports officials, that is, withheld passports due to HRH title and the use of the Sussex surname. Harry reportedly sought support from Earl Spencer, as sources believed royal influence, likely tied to King Charles' opposition to the HRH titles, contributed to the delay. So, quietly and discreetly, Harry was fighting all these court battles and had yet another court battle to fight for the children's passport. You guys, there's a reason why they call him light-skinned Harry, because he is seeing the world through the eyes of a whole nother race. Because even though he'll be the first to say his is still a life of privilege, he's still a white man. However, he has been forced to see the world through someone else's eyes, where stuff all of a sudden changes when race is involved. That is something that so many minorities face day after day after day, and particularly for people of African descent in the Western world. I don't care if you go from Canada down to Tierra del Fuego, Argentina. all of a sudden, everything changes. The rules has changed. The goalpost has moved. It is like it's really like a disease. It really is like a disease where it's like something inside wells up and all of a sudden we're changing the rules almost seamlessly, almost unconsciously changing the rules. And so whereas the usual time frame to get a passport for most people, instead of what was it, 3 weeks, it turned into 6 months. All I can say is welcome, Harry. Welcome to my welcome to our world. Anyway, for 5 days, headlines claim Prince Harry considered dropping his royal surname to become a Spencer. Reports leaned heavily on Daily Mail framing, suggesting Earl Spencer advised against it and painting Harry's move as emotional or symbolic. But the Guardian's exclusive story strips away the spin. The name change wasn't about drama. It was about delay, 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 delay. British officials held up passport for Archie and Lilibet over 5 months. Over 5 months, the Sussexes suspected obstruction because of applications listed their children's legal HRH. Because the children are his and her royal highnesses. Did you guys hear that? His and her royal highnesses. And I wasn't sure about that until this issue came up. I wasn't sure. There was never any mention about them being HRH. And so if I ever had to give the press credit for anything, the tabloid media, I'm going to give them credit for being the first to refer to them as the prince and princess. They were the first to do it. Now, why they were the first to do it, they were just trying to be messy. But still, they did it. They did not try to withhold that from the world. They were the first to say it after the queen died. However, the palace refused to acknowledge it. The palace refused to acknowledge it because they did not want, and it really does go right along with what Meghan said, is that they were trying to strip those children of their birthright. And even though there are some squatties that say, oh, that doesn't matter, they don't need this, they don't need that, you do not other my Archie and Lily. As a matter of fact, in my presence, you don't other anybody's children. I don't care who they are, even if it's the Cambridge's kids. You do not other children. You do not give children that stigma to take through life. I don't care whose kids they are. You just don't do that. It's just not done. It's not the polite thing to do. It's not the right thing to do. Do not other people's children. It's not right. I had no idea that they had the HRH. And even though you can just very flippantly say, oh, that does not matter, it's not important, you don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You never know. And there may be some level of protection for those children for the sake of having the HRH. We don't know. Things can change between the UK and the US. And if there is something beneficial from that, I want them to have it. I do not want them to be othered, and I do not want them to miss any opportunities that are afforded to them for having those titles. Um, Let them decide as adults whether or not they want to um, do something different. But in the meantime, that is something that is part of their birthright. And it's not for anybody to decide at this point except for their parents. Legally, under the law, under the royal patent of George V, that is his and her royal highness, Archie and Lilibet. Period. So the Guardian's reporting exposed King Charles' deeper agenda. This wasn't about family conflict. It revealed a calculated effort to control his son and marginalize his grandchildren using royal influence and state bureaucracy to block their legal identities. They just did not want it officially in writing. They didn't want anyone to know that those children had those titles. They did not want anyone to know that children of African descent bear those titles. That was something they hoped to avoid. They wanted to downplay it. But remember, they're not a racist family. They're just not. The Feminagra goes on to say, it started with a question and became policy. The battle over names and passport did not begin in 2024. It began in the palace drawing room long before Archie and Lily were born. When someone in the royal family questioned how dark Archie's skin might be, Meghan revealed in her 2021 Oprah interview, sending shockwaves through the monarchy. It seemed like a personal slight was actually the tip of a larger campaign to block Meghan and Harry's children from claiming royal legitimacy. And let's see, there is an excerpt. Let me see, should I play? Oh, let me see. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can do that because it is Meghan's voice. Okay, I think we'll be here for about an hour because this is getting deeper than I thought it would. We're finna go deep here. Let me see. Oh Lord, these people about to make me do some work. You see, they didn't got my dander up. Yep, these people done got my dander up. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Okay, it's buffering. Let me try it again.
And also the idea of the first member of color in this family not being titled in the same way that other grandchildren would be. You know, the other piece of that conversation is there's a convention, I don't know if it's George V or George VI convention, that when you're the grandchild of the monarch, so when Harry's dad becomes king, automatically Archie and our next baby would become prince or princess or whatever they're going to be.
So for you, it's about protection and safety. not so much as what the title means.
That's a huge piece of it. But I mean,
and that having the title gives you the safety and protection.
Yeah, but also it's not their right to take it away.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think even with that convention I'm talking about, while I was pregnant, they said they want to change the convention for Archie. Well, why?
Did you get an answer?
No.
Of course not. Of course there was no answer. Why would there be an answer? Of course there was no answer. How do you answer something like that publicly without looking like that kind of family? So the best thing to do is to just not answer. So, okay, let me get back to the article. Now, where did I leave off? Okay, this excerpt from, that was when Queen Elizabeth II died, Archie and Lilibet became prince and princess under existing laws. Still, there were delays in acknowledging their new status. Updates to the royal website were slow. Palace sources suggested that King Charles never wanted them to carry titles, especially not the HRH styling that came with them. Now, see, Harry and Meghan never mentioned HRH. This is the first I heard of it. If you guys heard it before, let me know. This is the first I've heard the HRH. Now, The Guardian reports that Charles viewed the passports as potential proof of those titles, and it was that legal recognition he quietly tried to block. It was that legal recognition of those titles that he quietly tried to block. Remember, they tried to take Meghan's name off the birth certificate. It was that legal recognition that they were trying to block. Interesting, isn't it? Like I said, everything changes. At the same time, the media continued to suggest that Meghan and Harry were being unreasonable, but the facts show something else. They were being erased through bureaucratic, that is, tactics and underhanded strategies. They were slowly being erased. Slowly being erased. Spencer represents legacy when Windsor refused to. The Spencer represents legacy when Windsor refused to. If the Guardian reporting is accurate, Harry wasn't acting out of emotion. He was seeking refuge. With Charles stripping their security, evicting them from Frogmore Cottage, and blocking their children's legal recognition, Harry returned to the one branch of his family that had never tried to erase him. He looked to his mother's name for protection. The Spencers. Spencer's surname represented safety outside of the controls of the monarchy. Determined to punish him, Earl Spencer long ago, one more time. Earl Spencer, long a guardian of Diana's legacy, was reportedly open to the idea. Choosing Spencer would have offered Archie and Lilibet a sense of identity the royal family refused to honor, not as a rejection of heritage, but as a defense against being written out of it. Media spin hid the truth, but the pattern points to Charles. The pattern points to Charles. Charles III. It points to him. The press didn't just misreport the story, It worked to control it. Right-leaning outlets called the potential name change a personal insult to Charles. Now, see, remember, they knew that Harry and Meghan did not blindside the Queen. As a matter of fact, it had been known within the institution amongst a handful of people before it was leaked to the press. And did the palace say, oh, no, that's not true? Harry didn't blindside the Queen. They have been negotiating this for a long time. No, they would rather people believe that the Sussexes had committed elder abuse. That was more important than the truth. And of course, Charles and Willie, both of them kept their mouth shut because they were just glad the press wasn't after them. And of course, because of their vendetta against Harry for leaving, their vendetta against Meghan for taking him with her. Let's see where. Even mainstream coverage leaned into easy drama, ignoring the legal and political weight of the situation. But this story hasn't surfaced out of nowhere. For years, it's been evolving in plain sight. From early reports in 2023 speculating about the Spencer name to open calls for the Sussexes' erasure in 2024, now in 2025, the obstruction of their children's passport confirmed what was always underneath. This was never about unity or healing. It was about sidelining the family that the monarchy chose not to accept. Sidelining the family that the monarchy chose not to accept. That was the whole point of it. The UK media coverage of Prince Harry and Meghan evolved from speculative curiosity to open hostility. But beneath the headline lies the truth that few want to confront. King Charles has done nothing to protect Meghan and Harry's children. He took away their security, he stalled their legal rights, and the passports only came through after legal threat. This isn't the behavior of a caring grandfather. It is the conduct of a man who wants his biracial grandchildren erased. Let that sink in. When Meghan said, revealing who questioned Archie's skin tone would be too damaging, many wondered who she meant. After this, it's hard not to look at Charles. What kind of grandfather denies protection and recognition for his own blood because of race, yet insists on leading the Commonwealth, a body of mostly Black and brown nations? History tells us racists always find comfort in power, even when that power is built on exclusion. And that, as they say, is the rest of the story. How about that? Oh, well, it wouldn't be Charles if it wasn't completely tacky. That is one tacky individual. Charles Philip Arthur George Mountbatten-Windsor, also known as that tacky, grubby old man. Paula Girl says, I'm giddy for our faves. Diana is spreading magic for her baby's family. Yes, thank you very much, Paula Girl. That would have been interesting had they had to resort to that. All they had to do was just give them their flipping passports And because they tried to conceal the HRH status, now all of a sudden it has become mainstream news. And listen, a lot of people read The Guardian. A lot of people read The Guardian. So whatever they were trying to hide, I think it just backfired. And also in the future, in a made for TV movie or something, this is all going to come out again. Charles is going to look really, really bad. History is not going to just ignore him. At some point, the real Charles is going to be exposed. And I mean, exposed, not the little stuff that people have been talking about for years, but I think that there's a lot of people that's just waiting, that's just buying their time. And then because there's so much to that Charles story, so much. And he may be able to suppress a lot of things while he's alive with all of the favors he calls in, but that is going to wear thin and the truth will be known. If you think that The Crown has been interesting thus far, I'm not saying it'll be The Crown to do it, but somebody is going to follow and they're going to tell the whole story. And it is going to be very, very interesting. Privacy is about the right to own and control what personal information you choose to share with somebody. Jenny Afia, Meghan's lawyer. Now, Jenny, of course, was speaking to that little man some time ago, but I'm going to share it with you right now. Okay.
What do they really want when it comes to privacy?
It's not them who have said they want privacy. It's something that the tabloids have said about them that's latched on. They have taken steps when there have been blatant violations, unlawful violations of privacy. Of course, then they've challenged it because that's in line with their values. But that doesn't mean just because you assert your human rights that you then become some kind of Trappist monk and take a vow of silence and you're not allowed to discuss anything. That's not how privacy works. Privacy is about the right to own and control what personal information you choose to share with somebody.
What do they really want when it comes to privacy?
Okay, I think she put that very well. Even though there's a lot of people that are very selective about what they hear, and even worse, what they will accept. But
I can't handle
it was
what do they really want when it comes to privacy?
Oh, sorry about that. It was not the Sussexes that even said that. Just like I insist that you don't have any evidence where Harry has made some statements about the environment. This oh, he says this and does that. I cannot find anywhere where Harry's words were do not fly, walk, crawl, swim, but whatever you do, do not fly, do not use carbon emissions. And I've never heard Harry say that. Never. And even worse, they claim that Meghan is being hypocritical about it, even though there's nothing from Meghan about that. But the press, they shape a narrative that in no way identifies with what someone has actually said or done, and they just run with it. And then they'll repeat it enough until everybody believes it. So, but yeah, thank you, Afia. Jenny Alfia. Princess Kate suddenly had a private meeting after Meghan's twerking video. this, of course, is from Kaiser of the Celibacy. Kensington Palace courtiers have had the Duchess of Sussex pregnant dancing video on repeat since she posted it yesterday. I know they all have stressed headaches. They planned everything so carefully, sending Prince William out to jazz hand. I'm sending out to jazz hand. I'm sorry, jazz hand his way through the Army Air Corps appearance on Lilibet Diana's birthday. But it wasn't enough. People are still talking about that dang video. So the courtiers were like, hey, maybe we should send out the Princess of Wales for a surprise event we can throw together in a few hours. They text Kate, but she texts back, no. No, she went, oh, you know, that stupid laugh. No. And continued rubbing herself on a tree as she does every day for hours. Rubbing herself on a tree every day as she does for hours. So they were like, hey, let's just say she had a private meeting. I read that yesterday and I've totally forgot about that. And of course, that is in reference to Kate Middleton and all of those nature walk videos where she seems to find herself in very intimate quarters with trees on their lofty estates. So, you know, the funny thing is there's a video, or no, is it a video or is it a photo of William rubbing up against a tree? What is it about these two with trees? Huh? Why are they always in the forest using trees as a backdrop? There's got to be something more original than that. But oh, I tell you, I miss Celibacy. I wish they would come on Saturday. They haven't posted a video in a while, but they are so funny. So, yeah, if you guys are listening, Celibacy, which I know they're probably not, you have to please bless us with another one of your videos because they are so dang funny. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it says they text Kate, but she texts back, no. Oh, no. And continued rubbing herself on a tree as she does every day for hours. So they were like, hey, let's just say she had a private meeting. And then it goes on to say, my question, if Kate is absolutely positively in Windsor, as they insist, why isn't she joining her husband at the agricultural show tomorrow? Why are they making the Duchess of Edinburgh attend the Royal Cornwall show with William? Anyway, I'm shocked that Kate is doing something with the Center for Early Childhood, given her new focus on nature. Meanwhile, the royalists are trying to say Kate has never tried to twerk a baby out like is some kind of a slam on Meghan. How about I just leave that alone? Oh, well. Rubbing herself against a tree, which she does for hours. Now, this person right here, she who looks like she is a waitress at a truck stop, she said that she could never, well, where's that at? Did I even post that here? I don't think I did. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find that. Where did I put it? Do I even have it? Oh, I think that's it right there. Let me see. Yeah, Camilla Tominey says, even in my wildest pregnancy moment, I can't imagine twerking like Meghan. Like many mothers, I watched the Sussex's latest Instagram video with gobsmacked astonishment. Oh, girl, don't you try to go there. Anybody who has been posing like this, trust and believe, that little no booty heifer with her big head has been trying to twerk. She has been trying to do some dance with her zip front skirt. Come on, girl. Who you trying to impress? Who you trying to impress? This is somebody's big head mama walking around with them little short boots on and that skirt from Temu. She got on her Temu skirt and trying to make somebody think she's so hoity-toity. Come on here, girl. You know better. You done been twerking with your big head and then leaning your big face up in somebody else's trying to see if they impressed. Who you think you fooling? Huh? You done put that big long face of yours all up in somebody else's trying to see if they impressed with how you move around. Only to hear crickets. Only to hear crickets. Who goes out of their way to dress like they are a waitress at a truck stop diner? Who does that? Has she been watching too many episodes of the television show Alice? She wants somebody to kiss her grits. Is that what she's looking for? The waitress at the truck stop diner couture. In my wildest pregnancy moments, I can't imagine twerking like Meghan. Okay, so maybe you wasn't pregnant, but you twerked, girl. You twerked. I could see twerk all over your face. You done somebody's twerk. And far too often. Do you realize that 25% of her height is her head? Do you see that? 25% of her height is her head. 75% of her height is the rest of her. That includes the heels on the boots. That is one big head broad if I ever seen one. Huge. Huge. No wonder she's so nosy. She can't help but have her face up in somebody's business. It's too big. That's a big face broad. The size of her head. It seemed like she would want to try to be a little quiet so maybe people wouldn't notice. But no, instead, she just leans into it. Anyway, that is the very erudite, the very posh, the very highbrow Camilla Tominey informing us that even in her wildest moments, she would have never twerked. Okay, so maybe she didn't do it while she was pregnant. But I promise you, this broad has been twerking. She has been dropping it like it's hot and doing all kind of shimmy shakes. And I mean, just imagine her standing in the mirror. My milkshake brings all the boys to my yard. You know what I'm saying? I could just imagine her singing the milkshake song. those are just some old corny poses. Who poses like that? Girl, you ain't on QVC. And trust me, whatever you're selling, nobody wants to buy it. Nobody would use good money trying to buy whatever you're trying to sell. So you can give up on that with your big head self. She's just so tired. She's just tired and delusional. She just think everybody wants to hear what she got to say. How did these images even end up on social media? I'll never know. And she had the nerves to try to convince people that somebody had threatened her. All she have to do is just kind of crack the door open and then peek that big head outside the door. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Do you know if she headbutt somebody, she could end life as we know it? If she hauled off and headbutt somebody, how long you think they'll last? How long do you think they would exist in the ICU before the family would have to make a decision? If there was anybody who was trying to collect organs, all you gotta do is just have them head-butted by her, and they would lose all sense of place, time, and space. That head should be registered as a lethal weapon. It should. It should be registered. She should have to register her head as a lethal weapon because it just seems so massive and scary and heavy and dangerous. I've never seen anything like it. It's just huge. And then she got the nerves to be nosy on top of that. How you gonna be nosy with that big head? Huh? How you gonna be nosy and have a big head like that too? I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I remember that time she sat down and did that interview with John Cleese. That was the first time I noticed how big her head was. That was the first time I noticed it. I was like, gosh, she's got a big head. See there? It just takes up most of the frame of the photo. I'm like, is there something wrong with my TV? Is it my eyes? Or is it Camilla Tominey? She must have a strong neck. She had to have a strong neck to hold up that big head. It's just massive. And see how she leaning in? She always got that big face up in somebody else's with her big face self. And got the nerve to be judging people. Anybody with a head that big should be quiet. Maybe people won't notice. And got the nerves to say what she will and will not do, what she didn't do when she was pregnant. You know, they wouldn't even have to get one of them big fur hats if she was one of the guards at the palace. They just have to get the fur. Her head is enough to fill up the hat. Yeah, her head is enough to fill up them hats. Anyway, yeah, there you go. There you go. A MapQuest head. Oh, man. Well, yeah, there's somebody for everybody in this world with her big head self. I'm about sick of her. You hear me? Sick! I'm just sick of her. Gets on my nerves. Anyway, let's round off today with cringe. Since we're so preoccupied with what makes people cringe, you know, I almost forgot about the phone call, the Camilla Gate. I almost forgot about Camilla Gate. That phone call, that was enough to make people cringe, wasn't it? I would say that phone call was a very cringe worthy moment. Or how about Sophie with her udders exposed? Or what about that? That's cringy for somebody who likes to sit up and judge people. Oh, thank you very much, Lydia Washington. I just had to get that off my chest because when I saw that, I was just outraged. I say, I know you ain't talking about Meghan, truck stop waitress. I know you ain't talking about Meghan, not my Meghan. That just, oh, that worked my nerves. I said, of all people. And what about this? I mean, I hate to bring Fergie into it, but that was a cringy moment. And then, of course, the cringiest of them all. And let me tell you something, guys. When it comes to applying, your sunblock, not only, let me put you like this. The pictures, seeing them flapjacks, them little pancakes of hers was one thing. But watching her apply the sunblock was a whole nother story. It was like watching a snake shedding its skin. The way she was contorting herself to apply sunblock. I was just like, ugh. So, yeah. You need only Google to see the actual photos. The photos are still there. You need only Google. They never went away. They never went away. And of course, let us not forget that the mother of the future king of England carried on this whole little peekaboo thing for years. I think it was like an inside joke for the two of them that they carried on for years with this whole, my dress blew up. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so windy out today. How many years did they carry on with this? I just can't seem to keep my dress down. This went on for years. This went on for years. Don't ever sit in judgment of Rachel Meghan Markle's decency as long as we have all of this stuff to look back on. How dare they? How dare they call into question Meghan's decency? That phone call right there, that phone call by itself was more than anybody should have ever heard. And yet, both of them went prancing inside of the Westminster Abbey. Even Camilla trundled down the aisles of one. Even Camilla trundled down the aisles of Westminster Abbey to be crowned as the Queen Consort, as though they have no shame, as though they have absolutely no shame. Two of the most disgusting people that have ever drawn a breath. Disgusting. And as though they have no shame They went inside of the Westminster Abbey in one of the most sacred spaces in all of the United Kingdom, amongst the human remains of the great and the good. And that is where they were crowned king and queen consort for all the world to see. While the press, up until the last minute, was so busy trying to explain how all of this makes sense. He should never have been allowed to be king. Oh yeah, she went trotting inside of the Westminster Abbey in a blaze of glory. She went in there as she trundled her. Oh my God. One of the reporters that I cannot stand is the one who used the word trundle. I thought I was going to scream when I heard that trundled. She trundled inside of the Westminster Abbey. All I could think of was like a big empty wheelbarrow with that hollow noise. That's all I could think of was a big old rusty wheelbarrow being wheeled inside of the Westminster Abbey. And that's really bad on one of the most important days on the calendar. All I could think of was a big rusty wheelbarrow being trundled inside of the Westminster Abbey. Joan Garcia says, Baron, did you see Kate dancing? She was skipping. No. Was that recent? Was that recent or when she was dancing with that Paddington bear or whatever it was? But no, I did not see that. Renee Demonia says, Kate legs like pipe cleaner. She was trying to make Willie jealous or mad because she couldn't play with his dingleberries, to put it mildly. Well, thank you so much for 30 months membership. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to close this out soon, but thank you all very much for joining us here on Royal Sussex. And let me see. I think that the only way to close out today would be, let me see. Sorry about that. Remembering the first time, at least that I know of, that I've seen any of the royals at the Magic Kingdom, and that was thanks to Princess Diana. If you all recall, Princess Diana insists that Harry and his brother, they went during the busy time, no VIP for them. And she insisted Harry and his brother had to wait in line just like everybody else. People tried to let them go, and they were like, she said, nope, we're going to wait just like everybody else, which was amazing. But, that was a very different time. There were not the kind of threats that exist today. So back in those days, you could do something like that. Was it the 1980s? And it didn't seem so out of place. But nowadays, it could get very weird very fast. So unfortunately, mingling with crowds would have gotten way out of hand. Just like there were no cell phones back in those days. So there's very few images of the family at the Disney World compared to today, where there would be one photo after another. And credit the Disney people that they didn't violate, none of the staff violated their privacy. So again, let us not forget that the first time we saw those royals at the Magic Kingdom was because of the Princess of Wales, the People's Princess Diana. Yep, our Princess Diana, the People's Princess. So I'm going to take a quick look through and see if there's anything that I missed from today. But if not, I am going to say farewell. I do have some other stuff that I want to share tomorrow, but that'll be it for today. So thank you all very much, and I will see you all next time. Yep, so far I don't see anything, just what we have seen so far. And by the way, it was 2 days, right? It wasn't just 1 day. They spent 2 days. Yeah, they spent 2 days there. Oh, there's a picture of Harry. He looks adorable. I'm looking at little baby Harry. Okay, good night. God bless everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. We'll have to do this again very soon. Oh, okay. Okay. I see that. Some people had sent me some photos showing Diana. I'll share these with you right now. I'll share these with you. Thank you so much. Someone who just sent those to me 2 hours ago. How did I miss that? Okay. I guess I was busy prepping. But yeah, I'll show you some photos that will uh-oh, I didn't even see that. Huh. Okay, here goes. I'll show you those 2 photos before we go. Well, where is it? Where is it? This ought to look kind of familiar to you, right? Oh, how sweet. How sweet. Okay, one more. One more. I just got one more and then we're gone. Then we're going. I got one more. Oh man, look at Harry smiling. That is amazing. I love seeing that. And then here's that other one that I mentioned. Look at there. What a wonderful kid. What a wonderful kid he is. Was. Okay, everyone, we're good. Now that I didn't chase a whole bunch of people away, I thought I was done. Okay, anything else? Okay. All right, that's it, you guys. All the best. I will see you all next time. Love you guys. Good night.